My sister expects me to pay her college tuition while I'm drowning in bills. My parents guilt trip me daily, saying family helps family, but I'm barely surviving. Should I keep sacrificing everything for her dreams? Alright, so I've been thinking of this for a while, and I need to get it off my chest. I'm 32, barely keeping my head above water financially, and now my family's got me in this chokehold where I'm supposed to pay for my little sister's college. Like, full on foot the bill. And I don't know if I'm the jerk for pushing back or if they're just insane for expecting this. I saw some posts on Reddit about family drama like this, so I figured I'd throw my mess out here and see what you all think. Let me back up and give you the rundown. I've got a younger sister, Riley. She's 20, the baby of the family, and honestly, she's been treated like a princess her whole life. She's not a bad kid, don't get me wrong. She's funny, charming when she wants to be, but she's got this vibe like the world owes her something. Growing up, she'd cry or pout, and boom, mom and dad would drop everything to fix it. Me, I was the responsible one, which basically meant I got told to suck it up and figure it out myself. Riley's the type who'd lose her phone, and mom would be on the couch calling Verizon to overnight a new one, while I'd be stuck bussing tables at 16 to afford mine. My parents aren't rich. Dad worked construction until his back gave out, and mom was a part-time receptionist forever. They're on a fixed income now, barely covering their mortgage on this little house outside Philly. I get it, they don't have a ton to spare. But here's where it gets messy. Riley's starting college this fall. She got into some state school. Not a bad one, but not cheap either, and my parents decided she has to go. No gap year, no community college first, nothing practical. They're all about her following her dreams to study psychology or whatever she's into this week. Thing is, they can't pay for it. They've got maybe a couple grand saved, and that's it. Tuition's like 15 grand a year, plus dorms, books, all that crap. So guess who they turn to? Me. I'm not rolling in it. I work as a warehouse supervisor. Decent gig, 45 grand a year before taxes, but I live in a one-bedroom apartment that eats half my paycheck. After rent, groceries, and my car payment, I've got maybe a few $100 left each month if I'm lucky. I've been trying to save up with my boyfriend, Aiden. He's 29, works as a mechanic, pulls in about the same as me. We've been together 3 years, and we're this close to having enough for a down payment on a house. Or we were until this college thing hit. It started at Christmas. We were all at my parents' place. Me, Aiden, Riley, mom, and dad, crammed around their wobbly dining table with this dry turkey mom overcooked. Riley was going on about college, all excited, and I was happy for her. You know? Then dad drops this bomb. We're gonna need you to help out with Riley's tuition. Not can you, not would you mind, just straight up you're doing this. I laughed at first, thinking it was a joke, but mom chimed in with, you've got a good job and family helps family. Aiden squeezed my hand under the table like, what the hell? I mumbled something about needing to think about it and we got out of there fast. Later that night, Aiden was pissed. We were back at our place. A shoebox with peeling paint and a fridge that hums too loud. And he's pacing, saying, you're not seriously considering this, right? We can barely pay our own bills. He's not wrong. We've been cutting corners forever. No vacations, no fancy dates, just Netflix and cheap beer. He's the practical one, always crunching numbers, and he's been dreaming about this house as much as I have. But I couldn't shake mom's voice in my head, that tone she uses when she's disappointed. You've always been the strong one, she'd said. Like that's supposed to make me feel better about handing over my paycheck. A week later, Riley called me. She's all bubbly, talking about dorm shopping, then casually slips in. So mom says you're covering my tuition. That's so cool of you. I nearly dropped my phone. I told her, hold up, we haven't figured that out yet. And she got quiet. Then she hit me with, but I can't go if you don't help. You don't want me to miss out, do you? I swear, it felt like a script mom wrote for her. Riley's never had a job, never even babysat or worked retail. When I brought up scholarships or loans, she acted like I'd suggested she sell her kidney. I shouldn't have to stress about that, she said. You're the big sister. That's when the guilt trips really kicked in. Mom started calling every other day. We gave you so much growing up. she'd say. You wouldn't have that job without us. Which is bull. I busted my ass in high school, worked 2 jobs to afford community college, then clawed my way into this warehouse gig. Meanwhile, Riley got new clothes every season while I wore hand-me-downs from cousins. Dad's no better. He doesn't argue, just sighs and says, "Don't make this harder than it needs to be." I'm starting to think they see me as an ATM, not a daughter. It's not just the money, though. This whole thing's digging up old crap I thought I'd buried. Back when I was 18, I got into this art school I'd been obsessed with, nothing crazy, just a smaller place with a good design program. I'd saved up from waitressing, but when it came time to go, Mom and Dad said they couldn't help with the rest. "We've got Riley's braces," they told me, "and the car needs repairs." So I let it go, stayed home, went to community college instead. Riley was 12 then, and yeah, braces matter, but I still remember her getting a new iPod that same year while I was crying over my rejection letter. Now she's got her shot at college, and I'm supposed to make it happen? It's like my sacrifices never stopped. Aiden's about ready to lose it. Last month, we had this huge fight. I just sent Riley $500 for her deposit. Mom begged me, said they'd figure out the rest, and Aiden saw the bank statement. "Are you kidding me?" he yelled. "That was our savings." I tried explaining it was a one-time thing, but he wasn't having it. "It's never one time with them," he said. "They're gonna bleed you dry, and I'm not sticking around to watch." He didn't mean it, he's still here, but it's been tense. We barely talk some days. Just sit on opposite ends of the couch scrolling our phones. I hate it. He's my rock, and this is breaking us. Work's not helping either. I'm pulling extra shifts to cover what I'm giving Riley, and my boss is on my case because I screwed up an inventory count last week. I was distracted, thinking about how Mom texted me. "Riley's crying because she might not get her dream dorm. Like that's my fault." I'm exhausted. Bags under my eyes. Coffee all day just to stay awake. One of my coworkers asked if I'm okay, and I almost snapped, "No, my family's ruining my life." I didn't, but I wanted to. The breaking point was 2 nights ago. Riley FaceTimed me, showing off this new laptop she needs for school. It's one of those sleek ones, probably a grand easy. "Mom said you'd help with it," she chirped. "I lost it." "Riley, I'm not your bank," I said. "Get a job, apply for loans, something." She started tearing up, called me selfish, then hung up. 5 minutes later, Mom's on the phone, voice all shaky. "How could you talk to her like that? She's just a kid." I told her I'm done sending money, done being the family mule. Dad got on and said, "You're tearing us apart over this." I hung up and cried for an hour. Now they're not speaking to me. Riley texted once, just thanks for nothing. And that was it. Aiden's relieved I'm standing up for myself, but he's still mad about the money we've already lost. I keep second-guessing myself, though. I see Riley's goofy smile from when we were kids, or hear Mom's voice saying I'm the strong one, and I wonder if I'm being too hard. They're my family, right? But then I look at my bank account, $200 until payday, and think, I can't keep doing this. So here I am, spilling my guts. I want to help Riley, I do. She's my sister and I don't want her stuck. But I'm drowning too. My rent's late, Aiden's barely talking to me, and I'm one bad day from losing it at work. Did I overreact? Should I just suck it up and pay like they want? Or are they the ones out of line for dumping this on me? Am I the bad guy here? Update: what's new since that occasion? So, it's been 9 months since I last vented about my family guilting me into paying for Riley's college, and holy crap, things have shifted in ways I didn't see coming. I figured I'd owe you all an update since I left off with me basically telling them I was done being their cash cow. Buckle up because it's been a ride. After that blowout where I yelled at Riley over FaceTime and hung up on Mom and Dad, I stuck to my guns. No more money. I blocked their numbers for a couple weeks just to breathe. Aiden's idea. And it was the best call I've made in forever. He was still pissed about the $500 I'd already sent, but he softened up when he saw me actually stand up for myself. We started talking again. Real talks, not just awkward silences over takeout. For a while, it felt like we were getting back on track. Focusing on us, scraping together what we could for that house dream. I even picked up a few extra shifts at the warehouse, and Aiden started doing side gigs fixing cars on weekends. Things weren't perfect, but they were stable. Riley, though, she didn't take my no lightly. About a month after our fight, she unblocked me long enough to send this long, rambling text. It was half apology, half guilt trip, stuff like, "I didn't mean to make you mad, but I'm so stressed, and I thought you'd want me to succeed." She said she'd gotten a part-time job at some coffee shop near campus, which shocked me because Riley's never worked a day in her life. I almost felt proud, but then she hit me with, "It's not enough, though. Can you just help a little?" I didn't reply. Aiden saw it and said, "She's still playing you." He was right. She'd only gotten the job to look good, not to actually fix her own mess. Mom and Dad stayed quiet for a bit after I cut them off, but that didn't last. Around 3 months in, Mom showed up at my apartment unannounced. I'd just gotten home from work, still in my sweaty uniform, boots half off, and there she was, standing by my door with this sad puppy face. "We need to talk," she said. I let her in because I'm weak like that, and she launched into this whole sob story. Riley had started college, but she'd racked up credit card debt for essentials, like clothes and that damn laptop. Mom and Dad had co-signed a small loan for her tuition, but they couldn't keep up with the payments and her spending. "We're drowning," Mom said, tears and all. "Can't you just pitch in? She's your sister." I wanted to scream. Instead, I told her, "I can't. I'm barely making it myself." She didn't yell. She just sat there, sniffling, then left with this disappointed, "I thought you'd understand." It wrecked me for days. Aiden found me staring at the wall that night and pulled me out of it, saying, "You're not their fix-it guy. They made their choices." He's been my anchor through this, but I could tell he was getting tired of the drama leaking into our life. Fast forward to about 6 months after the original mess. Riley dropped out. Yeah, you heard that right. She lasted 1 semester. Mom called me in a panic, said Riley was overwhelmed and needed a break. Turns out, she'd been skipping classes, blowing money on nights out, and barely passing. The coffee shop job? She quit after 2 months because it was too hard with her schedule. Now she's back home with Mom and Dad, sleeping on their couch. No plan, no nothing. I felt this weird mix of vindication and guilt. Like, I knew she wasn't ready, but maybe if I'd helped, she wouldn't have crashed so hard. Aiden shut that down quick. "She did this to herself," he said. "Not your circus, not your monkeys." Things got quiet again after that. I unblocked my parents, but we don't really talk. Mom sends me random texts, pictures of the dog, updates on Dad's bad knee, but never mentions Riley or money. It's like we're pretending the whole thing didn't happen. Riley's gone radio silent too, except for one snarky Instagram story I saw through a mutual friend. Some people only care about themselves. Subtle, right? I'm pretty sure that was aimed at me. Aiden and I, though, we've been good. Better than good, actually. With me not funneling cash to my family, we've saved up a decent chunk. Last month, we put an offer on a little fixer-upper house 20 minutes from the city. It's not fancy, leaky roof, ugly carpet, but it's ours. Or it will be if the bank approves us. Aiden's already planning where his tools are going, and I've been daydreaming about a real kitchen, not that tiny counter we've got now. It feels like we're finally building something, you know? For the first time in forever, I'm excited about my own life, not just stressed about everyone else's. But here's the new kicker, and this is where it gets wild. 2 weeks ago, Mom called me out of the blue, voice all shaky again. I braced myself for another guilt trip, but nope, it's worse. Riley's pregnant. She's 4 months along, doesn't know who the dad is or won't say, and she's back home with no job, no degree, nothing. Mom's freaking out, saying they can't afford a baby on their fixed income. She needs help, Mom said, and I could hear the unspoken "you need to step up" hanging there. I didn't say much, just, "I'm sorry, that's rough," and got off the phone fast. Aiden overheard and went off. "If they even think about asking you for money for this, I'm done," he said. I don't think he meant done with me, but with them? Absolutely. Now I'm stuck again. Riley hasn't reached out herself. Shocker. but I know it's coming. Mom's already dropping hints, like texting me yesterday. Babies are expensive, you know? I'm trying to focus on the house, on Aiden, on keeping my own life together. But this is looming over me. I can feel the pressure building, that same old family-first crap they've drilled into me since I was a kid. But a baby? That's a whole other level. I can't even afford my own groceries some weeks. How am I supposed to bankroll my sister's kid? Aiden's been crystal clear. We're not doing it. End of story. He's right. We've fought too hard to get here and I'm not throwing it away. But I keep picturing Riley, all lost and scared, and Mom's face when she showed up at my door. It's tearing me up. I haven't slept right since that call, just lying there wondering if I'm about to get sucked back into their mess. Work's noticing too. My boss pulled me aside yesterday, said I've been off lately. Great, just what I need. So yeah, that's where I'm at. 9 months later, I've got a shot at a house with Aiden, a sister who's imploded her life, and parents who might be one sob story away from dragging me down again. This baby thing's the new curveball, and I don't know what's next. Am I awful for wanting to keep my distance? Or am I finally learning to put myself first? Am I the jerk here?
Thanks for watching. Give it a like, hit subscribe, and come back for more cool stuff.